in the back. Obviously, you knew Kentucky had, 3 7-footers. But going into this game, did you know that you guys could have that much success in the paint with not only the points, but just the offensive rebounds?
It's one of our strengths. So, at this point in the season, you got to kind of play to your strengths. And, you're hoping you could do that. Obviously, we take a lot of pride in our rebounding, and it's been decent this year at times. But, it was exceptional tonight because, Kentucky, they're to your point, they're long and athletic, and they got a lot of bodies in there. I thought their wings and guards did a nice job going to the glass, too. So, but no, hope for the best, but plan for the worst if you're a coach. So that was a pleasant surprise.
We've got 2 student athletes here. We want to get the questions for them first. They get changed. We've got Graham Ike here on the left, Nolan Hickman on the right. Questions for the student athletes.
Graham, what did you see on film going into this game, and talk about maybe in the game plan going into this game about how you might be able to attack those guys?
Yeah, we knew the bigs were athletic. We knew they might double some, but just stay poised, stay even keel, just attack the guys. If there's a double coming, kick it out, but if not, make quick assertive moves, and that's what we did tonight.
Nolan, obviously committed, we're signed here. I know you never really got to visit, come to Lexington. What did you think of your first trip here?
Great atmosphere, man. Great atmosphere. That's what college hoops is about, man. Just coming and doing what we do, at different arenas, different, atmospheres, and it's right up there with the kennel, you know what I'm saying? So it was amazing. I love, crowds like that. It was cool. Great experience.
And for Nolan, on the Kentucky's last play where they tried the lob and you guys intercepted it, what were you all doing defensively on that play?
Honestly, man, we was just telling ourselves we needed to stop whatever it was. We was going to make sure we was going to get the stops, making sure we was solid, staying in front of everything. Benny came up with a good steal and to secure the win, so it was dope. I loved it.
Any more for the student athletes?
Just to be able to kind of get over the hump in one of these games, pick up a quad 1 win, what did it do for you guys, and do you feel like you guys kind of took a step in the right direction today?
Yeah, we definitely took a step in the right direction. That's who we are, the way we played tonight. We know that. We closed the game out like we're supposed to, and it's just a great feeling.
Nolan, obviously, I know your biggest thing here is getting the win, but in terms of playing as well as you did and then getting to step to the line to basically seal the win, could you have scripted this any better?
Nah, man, not at all. Like I said, it's just how basketball goes, man. God's blessed me and God's put me in the right position to, play the game that I love, and
Amen.
this is how it came to be. You know what I'm saying? So all glory to Him.
Amen.
Anyone else? Student athletes? Anyone else? Want to get on? You would please use the mic because we can't get audio to the TV.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
This is for number 13 there.
Graham Ike.
Did you consciously feel that you could overpower the guys, your strength could overpower the UK's big men?
That definitely played a part in. We knew that coming in, just had to be physical and assert my will in the paint, but also just get my guards open on ball screens, on pin downs, things like that, just to free them up. That's using my physicality on those screens as well, so yeah.
Last one. Anyone else? Last one. Student athletes? Okay. If not,
Cool.
guys, thank y'all.
Great win, coach. Good job, guys.
Ready for any questions for the coach?
Mark, it seemed like especially in the second half, those high pick and rolls really did damage to Kentucky. What do you see game flow on film schematically to take advantage of that?
There was a lot of, it was a great, obviously, like the guys just said, what an awesome college atmosphere, man, just unbelievable. And I thought both teams did a good job. We were switching our coverages, everybody was switching their coverages, so you had to keep adjusting. We'd have success on one or two our actions, and Cal would switch up their coverage, and then we wouldn't have success. So we just kind of kept adjusting and monkeying around. They looked similar, but we were moving some pieces around too. And then obviously when you have Ryan Nemhart, those, he makes the right read on those, which is, just being a basketball player. And then Nolan had a great job managing the game tonight too. He made some really, really solid plays on the ball screens, and thought that was a big key. Those guards got a lot of our bigs, those shots, and there's a lot of stress brought their way by the crowd, by the toughness and athleticism of the Kentucky players, by the schemes that Cal and his staff brought at us. But those guards really showed a lot of poise tonight.
Mark, playing Kentucky last season and obviously this season, two vastly different teams, just in preparation for them, just what were the main differences and what does this team do so much better?
Preparation to me was just so much harder this year with just what a job they've done assembling this roster. They just, they have veterans like Reed and guys. I mean, we've spent a lot of time worrying about Trey Mitchell, because he's a tough matchup with his picking and popping and what he can do. And if he gets a small guy, in a mismatch. And so, I mean, we caught a huge break there with him not playing. But just the skill they have and the pace that they play with. I mean, we love to get out and transition. It's one of the best things we've done throughout the years. And I mean, they're an impressive team. At halftime, we'd only given up 2 transition points, which I thought was, damn near miraculous. So that's probably the biggest thing. Just that skill level and a nice mix of really talented young guys with some veterans.
Mark, same question I asked Nolan on the lob play where you picked it off.
Yeah.
Was anything in particular you were trying to do there, or was it just guys recognizing what was going on and making a play?
Yeah, at that point, I mean, we threw out maybe 2 or 3 ideas that we thought they might go to. That's a great play. I mean, I need to have that in the back of my, head here, because Ben just made an incredible individual play there. He did a good job making a read, making a basketball play, and he jumped up and saved us. So, but no, we obviously did not want to give up a 3 at that point. At minimum, we wanted to try to guard without fouling, make them take a tough 2, and then just rebound 5 is all we talked about in the huddle.
Mark, you've obviously spoken pretty glowingly about this Kentucky roster and kind of all the pieces they have. They've never lost 3 in a row here at Rupp in the history of the building. What do you still see in them from a potential, perspective?
I mean, I see a lot in them. Like, first of all, we played great, and I know our roster, or not our roster, but maybe our results aren't reflecting it, but we've literally been right there in every game, with the exception of the UConn game, and we just haven't closed them out, and I mean, if we would have closed out some of these other ones, I mean, this would look a lot different. So I see a lot. I thought I saw 2 really, really good teams out there battling and making plays at the highest level, and I think they're going to be fine. They got skill. They have athleticism. I think they need to get healthy, like I said. If they get Trey Mitchell back, that adds that skilled 4. That we have a skilled 4 like we have, and Anton. I mean, it just, the schemes change dramatically, and it puts you in a lot of difficult situations. And so I think just, those guys getting healthy, but man, they keep shooting it the way they shoot it and fly around. And then I know they've, people have discussed a lot their defense, but man, they climbed up into us in the second half, and it was hard. I mean, we had to work really, really hard to get buckets, there in the second half. We executed good, made right plays, but we had to work.
Mark, the minutes that Huff gave you with Ike on the bench, the timing of it in a back-and-forth game, what'd you make of him today?
Yeah, he was great, but that. He comes in and he's scoring, and he finally had some success against, some high-level athletes and some high-level opponents. So I think that was encouraging, and his defense is making some strides. It's still not quite up to industry standards yet, but it's making some strides. And so that was great. It was obviously that we were very concerned about that. But I think everybody in the program has tons of confidence. That's why they kept throwing him the ball, that he's going to be able to score if you get him the ball. So obviously that's a luxury.
They went up, I think, 6 points early in the second half. What did your guys do to kind of stem the tide? And was that kind of the key stretch for you guys there?
No, I mean, there was key stretches throughout that game. There were so many runs in that game. It was crazy. There were so many plays down the stretch. That play Anton made at the end there with, I don't know, there was a minute left or whatever, where he just basically just said, screw it, and just drove in there as hard as he can and got an and one. But, yeah, hey, we just talked about settling down, playing with great poise. You know, there was a lot of possessions left, a lot of game left, and we just, you know, we needed to get back to getting shots on our terms. I thought we kind of were a little bit panicky and rushed, especially on our shots around the basket.
Mark, if you were already asked this, I apologize. Did you feel like your bigs had an advantage inside in the paint coming into this game, or something that developed just over the 40 minutes?
No, you know, like I said on the opening, like, I mean, our bigs we've run a lot of stuff through our bigs. We've always done that. If you think about Timmy and Sabonis and Roni Turioff and just all the great players we've had. I mean, so a lot of our stuff goes through our bigs. I mean, I think we're analyzing the statistics a little bit too shallow here. A lot of those points were on absolute just dimes from Nembhard for dunks and layups. So one-on-one, those guys guarded us pretty dang good. It was, I mean, they stood Graham up and I thought handled him. You know, it was tough to get baskets one-on-one. They bodied up on Anton. He was able to make a couple. But a lot of these baskets for those bigs were on just beautiful reads off the pick and roll and kind of, you know, hand delivering it to them.
A couple more with Lonnie and then Dennis in the back.
Mark, how do you feel like that your team handled the blitz that Kentucky put on the second half? I mean, I know they came back and you went ahead, but I mean, what did you tell them in the timeout?
Well, when it happened, I didn't think we were handling it very well, so I told them that. And then, but at the end, you know, for us, like, we finally made plays to close out a game. We finally made some shots. We actually finally made some free throws. We've had several where we probably could have won it at the free throw line this year. But, yeah, we just talked about, listen, we got through the first half, and the reason we got through the first half, we were taking great care of the ball. We were just making the right basketball play. We weren't trying to challenge those Kentucky bigs at the rim, because that's what ignites, and that's what ignited some of those breaks, was they blocked the shot, and off they go to the other end, and we're giving up those transition points, which we didn't do in the first half. So talked about just settling down there, and then kind of schematically got them back in the right spots and not trying to just make something happen and just making the right basketball play. But they deserve the credit. I mean, this was an incredible atmosphere tonight. It was hard to communicate. It was hard to, you know, that was a great run Kentucky made, and they made another run there, you know, 2/3 of the way through. And so, yeah, it's a heck of a win.
Okay, last one in the back. Dennis.
Mark, what's this win do for you guys now the rest of the way?
I mean, hey, it's obviously something we want to build off of. I don't know how many teams could have came in here with this environment. I don't know what it was like these other two games at home. It couldn't have been any better than it was tonight. But, to come in here and get this done against a really, really good team, really, really well-coached team, we just need to keep drawing from that. Probably the biggest thing is we finally closed one of these suckers out. We haven't been doing that. So that's what we'll take out of it.
Okay, thank you very much.